Game 5 of the season, Meadville Mustangs baseball. Hello, everyone. Welcome into the booth. Luke Burgess here with you. So thrilled that you are joining us again today for Game 5 of the season. So far, it's been a struggle for the Mustangs, and we'll just get right into it. 0-4 through 4 games, but you got to look at the bigger picture. 3 of those games have been one-run games. 2 of them have been bottom of the ninth walk-offs, and those are the 2 games that have been played on the road. Only one game, Game 2, of that two-stretch doubleheader that we played last weekend here at Garby Yard was decided by more than one run. So they've been in games. It's really just down to the back end of that bullpen holding it through all the way and securing the victories moving forward. So that is the goal today. We see the East Butler Bulldogs for the second time this season. This time they travel here to Meadville for two. And we'll play game 1 starting at noon, so just coming up in just under 10 minutes. So excited once again that you're with us. We'll get into lineups and a whole lot more as this little pregame show continues. But first, we just talked to manager Ben Cosby. Quick little 1 minute, 30-second conversation about what the Mustangs can do to get a win today, how they've already seen this Bulldogs team, and how that's going to help them. So we'll play that for you right about now. Game 5 of the Meadville Mustangs season. Luke Burgess, the broadcaster, here with you, joined again by head coach Ben Cosby. And Ben, you've come through 4 games now, and this is the first time you've seen a team for the second time. What kind of difference is that going to make, having a little bit of experience facing the Bulldogs?
Oh, yeah, it's going to mean a lot. We're not trying to feel out hitters to start the game, anything like that. We got Zach on the mound again to start game 1. He pitched against them the first time, so, he pitched well that first time, trying to keep the pitch count down a little more this time. But knowing the hitters, knowing what he can attack them with, what to stay away with, that's going to be huge. It's just we think that we can get ahead early, jump on them, and we've done that this year, and now we just need to hold on to it. So
absolutely, and kind of continuing that theme of seeing something you've already seen before. The starting pitcher today, Andrew Catch, for the Bulldogs, he also came in relief last time, and he pitched against you guys pretty well, did a good job. How do you guys get to that fastball? He's a big left-hander.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good to see him first. After when he came in relief, that was a long game. Some guys probably getting tired. Some guys, first game scratching off some rust. We got some guys that haven't seen live pitching in like a month or two. So, to be able to see him from the start, get that arm angle down, not going from a righty to a lefty either. So, I think that it's going to be much better, much easier to try and see his pitches from the start today.
For sure. Well, first pitch coming up in just a few moments. Thank you so much for joining me, and hopefully after this we'll be discussing a win.
Yeah.
So there you have it from the manager, Ben Cosby, here to discuss a little bit about this game going in, and it is a chance for a new start after the Mustangs have certainly struggled to start this season, but they're that close to being 3-1 or maybe even 3-0 or 4-0 if a few things go their way. So it's really come down to those fine little details, and hopefully today, now you have a little bit of experience facing a team like this, you're able to iron out those details and get a win. We'll get into the lineups for you. First for the Bulldogs, leading off in center field, Marco Vesey, batting second, number 16, and shortstop Brendan Coyloy. The extra hitter is Connor Mettengill. Catcher, batting in the cleanup spot, is Chris Mullins. Nico Mellengren is the third baseman. He's batting fifth. Batting sixth, the left fielder Sean Dewey. In the 7-hole, the designated hitter Tristan Kenizovich. The first baseman, batting in the 8-hole, Tommaso Floro. At 9, in right field, Parker Brown, and the 10th hitter is the second baseman, Peyton Falk. On the mound is Andrew Catch, as you already heard in that little pregame segment we just played for you. He came in relief last time when these two teams met in East Butler, went 2 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, but pitched well, a lot of strikeouts, and used his big fastball to his advantage from that left side. For the Mustangs, leading off, Kenny Lavrich, the shortstop. Batting second is Daniel Luco. He's in left field. Jordan Suvik is in center field. He's batting third. Cole Grabble in the cleanup spot at second base. Brian Feldman is in right field. He is batting fifth. In the 6-hole, Zach Strideff, the catcher. The 7-hole, at third base, Brandon Butler. John Sharp is the designated hitter, and he's batting eighth. In the 9-hole, Mason Bevan returns to the lineup after a day off on Tuesday. He's at first base. And the extra hitter and batting 10th is Josh Siegel. Pitcher for the Mustangs is Zach Wilson. He started opening day against this very same East Butler team, so should have a little bit of experience to draw on today. He comes in with a 4.5 ERA, 3 strikeouts, and 6 walks in the first game of the season. So the opening day starter running back out there, and the Mustangs looking for their first win. First pitch and more is all on the way when we get back on the Mustangs Baseball Network. We're almost ready for baseball here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Meadville Mustangs have just taken the field and getting ready to go. Zach Wilson making his warm-up tosses. If you missed it in the pregame show, Wilson comes in with a 4.5 ERA, 6 walks in his last start, and 3 strikeouts through 1. So the first pitcher to get a second start this year, and one of only 3 pitchers to make multiple appearances this year for the Mustangs. Andrew Catch will take the bump in the bottom of the second. The Mustangs also saw him last time around. Marco Visi will lead it off today for the East Butler Bulldogs. In Game 1, he also led off. That time he was in right field. Today he moves over to center. Scored twice, singled, flied out 3 times to shortstop, left field, and center. So looking for a little bit better go of it this time around, but Wilson was able to keep him down decently in his start. So hopefully able to do that again today. Infielders warming up. Kenny Lavrich, one note, takes the leadoff spot today. He's been getting on base at a really impressive clip so far. We don't see Gio Dougherty, who had a triple and a home run and 2 walks earlier this week in Butler, and kind of was a last-minute addition to this Mustangs team, so wasn't too sure that he was even going to play this season at all, but we saw how valuable he can be to this Mustangs offense, and he is not available today, dealing with a little bit of injury, but also not in attendance. So throw down, and we're just about ready to go. Beautiful 71-degree day and cloudy here in Meadville, so that UV is low, and obviously if you've been keeping up with the news, air quality has been bad all week long. We are just fine for today's game. So VC steps into the box, and we're just about ready to go on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Right-handed batter. First pitch is down low for a ball. So we're underway here. As I said, 71 degrees. Time of first pitch, 12:02 p.m. in this doubleheader. Wilson gets his pitch, the 1-0. That one popped up into right center field. Moving on to it is Feldman. He makes the catch. 2 pitches, 1 out, and we're underway in Meadville. So another fly out for VC, and now it's Brendan Corloy at shortstop today. Left-handed batter, so he's going to head to the other side of the plate. And left-handed batter's better against Wilson. The first pitch from the right-hander. That one's fouled back into the netting. Count moves to 0-1. Wilson not great at putting guys away when he was ahead in the count. We said those 6 walks only in 4 innings. Struggled to keep the ball in the zone. So definitely looking to improve upon that today when he's ahead in the count. 0-1 pitch outside and low. Called for ball. Counts 1-1. We thank you so much for joining us here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon, just past noon in the Eastern Time Zone. 1-1 pitch is outside. Count goes to 2-1. So immediately there we see kind of an example of what we saw last time around, struggling to stay ahead in the count. And that is definitely big because the bullpen has been unreliable so far. Has to be able to preserve those arms. 2-1 pitch. Fastball down the middle. That one lined over the glove of the first baseman, Bevan, and into right field. Getting to it is Feldman down in the corner, but it's going to be a double on the head-first slide from Corloy. And the first base runner of the afternoon reaches on the line drive down the right field line. So now it's the extra hitter, Connor Mengel. 1 away in the inning, and now a runner on second, so immediately danger on the base paths to deal with for Wilson. Extra hitter Meadville did not play in the opening day game. That's from that right-hand side. Here's the 0-0 pitch from Wilson. That one breaking ball popped up on the infield. Moving on to it is Grabble. He's called off by Lavrich, who makes the catch. So 2 away, and the runner stays put at second. So far, getting those outs efficiently when he has done it. A 2-pitch at-bat to VC and then 1 pitch at-bat to Meadville. So now it's Chris Mullins, the catcher, hitting in the cleanup spot. 0-0 pitch, breaking ball in for a strike. And just catches that inside corner. Used the curveball or the slider there and kind of comes across the body of the hitter. Breaks away from that right-handed arm. 0-1 pitch. Goes back to it again. This one just a little bit low. Broke too much there, and the count goes to 1-1. Second baseman Grabble shaded over towards that second base bag, holding on the runner. 1-1 pitch. Fastball, that one fouled off. Count 1-2. So Wilson in the driver's seat early. A chance for a clean first inning. And if Mullins able to get aboard, Nico Mellogran on deck. Right-handed hitter playing third base today. 1-2 pitch from Wilson. Here it comes. Breaking ball grounded over to second. Gloving it nicely is Grabble, throwing on to first to Bevan, and he gets him. So a nice little defensive play from the second baseman Grabble. Sliding grab gets us out of one. It's a clean first inning for Wilson, and we're on to the bottom of the first here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Back on the Mustangs Baseball Network, Luke Burgess here with you for the bottom of the first. So a clean inning on defense for the Mustangs. And now to the bottom of the first, the Bulldogs on defense line up. Mellogrand, Coiloy, Folk, Floro on the infield. In the outfield, it goes Dewey. Center fielder is VC, and right fielder is Parker Brown. So Kenny Lavridge steps in to start things for the Mustangs. Andrew Catch on the mound, pitched last time, gave up 3 runs. First pitch is foul back for strike, 0-1 early on. All 3 of those runs were earned. Nothing in one pitch, down in the dirt. Count even at 1-1 to Lavridge. Lavridge leads the team in on-base percentage so far this season. Right-handed batter steps in. Pitch is just outside, a fastball. Count goes to 2-1. Lavridge ahead now, the shortstop. Caught a little pop-up on the infield by Meadville in that first inning. 2-1 pitch, here it comes. Swing and a miss. Fastball. I put it in the same spot. And this time, the tall right-hander chased after it. Two-two pitch. Here it comes from Catch. Down low. That one called for a ball. So the count full to the first batter for the Mustangs of the afternoon. Here's the payoff pitch. Ball outside. So a leadoff base runner on the walk. And the Mustangs, manager Cosby talked about getting out in front and getting ahead early. A huge key to today's potential win. And they have the opportunity to do that with a leadoff walk. Daniel Luco, now the left fielder, comes to the dish with Lavridge on first. So far, the main leadoff hitter, Jordan Suvic, dropped down to the 3-hole today. First pitch swing and a miss. Count to 0-1. Suvic on deck. He will hit in this inning, hopefully with several runners on base. Tall left-hander catch gets his pitch. Bunt dropped down. That one drawn back. The runner's going to get to second on the passed ball. The runner's safe, and now he's going to third. So the catcher thinks it's a foul ball. It's not. The runner, Lavrich, moves all the way up to third on the error, and unclear what the count is here. If it was a ball, if it did hit the batter, and he was still offering bunt. So if it does hit the batter while he's offering a bunt, it is called for a strike, but the ball is in play. So the count 1-1. It was called as a ball. That will mean a passed ball and an error on the catcher. So E2. Now runner on third with a 1-1 count. That one driven into center field and a quick RBI. So they do strike early. Luco singles into center field. It's 1-0 Mustangs. And they take advantage of the miscue. So a walk and a single, and all of a sudden you're on top. And a great start to Game 5 for the Mustangs. But they've done that before. They got to keep it going the whole way through. Now it's the center fielder, Jordan Suvic, in the 3-hole. No outs in the inning. First pitch down low. Called for a ball. 1-0 count. Suvic at the dish. Lays down the bunt. That one down in the dirt. Bounces off the plate. Catcher Mullins corrals it quickly this time. So as to not let that runner on first, Luco, move up to second. Luco does have some speed playing in the outfield. 2-0 count. Hitters count here. Righty on lefty. The pitch outside. Ball 3. So now 3-0 and chance to really jump on the throat of the Bulldogs early on for the Mustangs. Suvic moved over that corner outfield role for Tuesday's game. Back in center field today. Runner fakes as though he's going to jump, but it doesn't matter. It's ball 4. So now it's first and second. Still no outs in the second walk and just 3 batters issued from catch. Now it's Cole Grabble, second baseman, made that smooth defensive play to end the top of the first. Kept that ball from sneaking out into right field. And talking to some of the players pregame, the grass here, as we've continued to have a very dry month in Western Pennsylvania, first pitch called for strike, is very dead, which means it plays hard and fast. And with the turf infield, it actually maybe helps them a little bit because it keeps up that consistency, but certainly makes the outfield play tough. 0-1 pitch. Runner drops down, or hitter drops down the bunt, but it's going to be low and called for a ball. So 1-1 count to the second baseman, Grabble. Runners on first and second. Infield playing in slightly. The first baseman drawn in all the way on the grass, protecting for that bunt. Draws down the bunt again, pulls it back. Pitch down low, 2-1 count. Oh, hitters count, no outs. Runners on first and second. Catch. Pitching out of the stretch. Did come out of the bullpen on opening day. Getting the start here today. Bunt again. That one way up high. Fastball. And the count's 3-1. Already a 1-0 advantage for the Mustangs, with nobody out in the bottom of the first. Right fielder Feldman on deck. The 3-1 pitch up high, and the bases are loaded. So a huge opportunity early to maybe even put this one away. Time called in. Mullins going to go have a talk with Catch at the dish. So Grabble walks. Both runners advance. Now worrying on the control side, 3 walks in just 4 batters, and the other one was a first pitch single to Luco, so didn't really give him the chance. Now the right fielder Feldman gets a chance with the bases loaded and nobody out. So an ideal situation, even a double play scores a run here, but want to try and not give up more than 1 to sacrifice a run, even with the 1-0 lead. First pitch outside, called for a ball. Fastball. We're seeing a lot of those fastballs trail away arm side so far from catch. 1-0 pitch. Called for a strike. Fastball again. That one was right at the bottom of the zone. Caught a piece. Feldman ready to go. And now catches as well. He delivers. Called for a strike. So 1-2 count. And first 2-strike count we've seen. For the Mustangs. Feldman at the dish. Playing more frequently as the season has gone on. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball over to shortstop. Throwing on to second. They get one. Throw to first. It looks a little high. The runner's safe. So the throw just kind of looped over there. It's a fielder's choice. A run will score. It's 2-0 Mustangs. And 1 away in the inning. So Grabble thrown out for the first out. But Luco scores on the play. And now it's Zach Strideff, the catcher. For a good first inning behind the dish. Feldman reaches on the fielder's choice. Here's the first pitch to Strideff, outside for a ball. One away, Mustangs up 2-0 early. Catcher takes ball 1 or ball 2. Count goes to 2-0. Chance for another RBI here, and Catch kind of dropped that curveball in on Feldman. He would have given him to ground out to short. I'm sure he'd love another one here. Fastball down low, and the count to 3-0. Strideff looks down to his manager, Cosby, manning that third base coaching box for the signs. And now he looks towards the pitcher who's ready. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. Called for a strike. Fastball. Once again, goes back to old reliable on the outside corner. Early 2-0 lead for the Mustangs in their third home game of the season here at Garby Yard. Here's the pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss. That time, tattoos it down the middle. A lot of velocity on that one. Fills the count up. Runners on first and third. 1 out in the bottom of the first here in Meadville. Here at Robertson Athletic Complex. The runner takes off on second. Pitch is outside, and the bases are reloaded. So now the 4th walk issued in just 6 batters. Certainly worrying. And Brandon Butler going to get a chance to hit in the first inning, the third baseman. Catcher Mullen's going to use another mound visit out there and try and calm his left-hander down. Bullpen so far is quiet. Now another player runs out, and it is going to be a pitching change. So an early pitching change for the Bulldogs. We'll have the new pitcher coming on, and next, Catch just goes a third of an inning. We got information on that and more when we return here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Jake Onowitz takes over for Andrew Katz on the mound after he goes just a third of an inning, and Brandon Butler now, the right-hander, in a big spot with just one out, bases loaded for the Mustangs. We welcome you back here to Garby Yard. Luke Burgess here with you on the Meadville Mustangs Baseball Network. Right-hander, so immediately kind of turning the lineup around. First pitch called for strike. Short right-hander Onowitz was not seen by the Mustangs when the two clashed on opening day. 0-1. Right-hander is ready. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball popped up. Looking for it is the catcher Mullins. He's behind the plate and he can't make the catch. Just drifts away from him. Those high skies. Count goes to 0-2. A lot of spin on that ball. Kind of led it to trail back. And lands exactly really behind where the umpire, home plate umpire, is standing. 2-0 already here, just one out. 0-2 pitch from Onowitz. Fastball popped up again. That one going to get out of play. Watching it all the way back is the catcher Mullins. Mullins definitely getting involved early. Still 0-2 count to the third baseman Butler. Hit ninth in Tuesday's game. Now moves up to the 7-hole. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball in for a strike. Called strike 3. And there's 2 away in the inning. And the first batter that Onowitz faces goes down on strikes. So the first strikeout of the game. And it comes against Meadville. John Sharp, now designated hitter, leads the team in games caught. 2 outs in the inning. Big opportunity here with the bases loaded. Here's the first pitch from the right-hander. That one grounded short on the infield. Moving on to it is Mellogran. He throws on to first, and the runner's out. So 2 outs and 2 runs across the plate for the Mustangs. They get out to an early advantage, exactly what manager Ben Cosby said they needed to do if they want to get the win here today. 2-0 after 1 here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Game 1 of a 2-game doubleheader stretches on here. Top of the second inning. 7-inning game. We do want to remind you of that as we head into the second inning here. Nico Mellogran leading it off, third baseman for the Bulldogs. First pitch to him is grounded up the middle. That one's going to get through. And it's the second hit. Mellogran stays at first, so the second hit for the Bulldogs. They've had 5 batters coming to the plate. Sean Dewey now the left fielder, trying to capitalize off of the early hit for his team. 1 pitch, 1 base runner. Wilson on the mound rocking those high socks. Looks over to first. Time called. Unclear who exactly called it. The home plate umpire points out kind of towards left field. First pitch is a throw over. Diving back, Mellogran. Wilson set. Looks to second, and the 0-0 pitch. Fastball outside corner, called for a ball. Well, we know Wilson struggled with walks in his first start, so really the key to success is efficiency. And he did that in the first inning. 2 pitch out and a 1 pitch out. Pitch from him, called for a strike. Breaking ball, drops that slider in over the plate. Freezes Dewey. 1-1 count. Leadoff base runner, we'll see how he's able to neutralize that, but got 2 quick outs in the last inning. 1-1 pitch. Bunt is dropped down towards the pitcher Wilson. He fields it cleanly, throws on to first, and gets the out. So the runner moves up to second on the sacrifice bunt. And Tristan Kensevich, designated hitter, will come to the dish with a runner in scoring position and 1 out. Left-handed batter. Where's number 27? Wilson right back where he was in the first inning. The first pitch from him is a breaking ball. Just misses the outside corner from the left-handed hitter. Count 1-0, and you can definitely tell that Wilson is distracted by that runner on second. Wants to make sure that he stays close, and neither the shortstop or the second baseman really shading towards second, and a big lead for Mellogran. First pitch or second pitch inside, called for a ball. 2-0 the count to the designated hitter. Wilson waggles at the mound. Comes set, looks the runner back to second, and here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Looked like maybe some type of off speed, maybe the changeup in there, and it was just tipped into the ground. Didn't even get all the way back to the catcher Strideff, so sat down in that turf. And you know that can be hard to do. Here's the pitch. Down low, called for ball. 3-1 count to Kensevich, designated hitter. And at the plate, the left-handed hitter. There's a runner on second. Just underway here in the top of the second at Garby Yard. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Wilson. Breaking ball in for a strike, and he drops that curveball right back in through the middle of the zone. Now he freezes Kensevich after he froze Dewey in the last at-bat. You certainly got to be careful there. If you leave that one just a little bit higher, it's easy meat for a left-handed hitter. Full count. Here comes the payoff pitch. Fastball down the middle. That one popped up on the infield. Moving toward it is the catcher Strideff, and the third baseman slides in. It's a fair ball. It kicks towards foul territory, and it'll be runners on first and third with 1 out. And now the ball called foul. So the umpires seem like they let it play out, and they're going to call it a foul ball in retrospect. So kind of a low angle view here. Maybe we didn't quite catch it in the booth. But the count remains at 3-2, full count, and a big chance, big redo attempt for Wilson. Right-hander's payoff pitch. That one fastball, that one fouled all the way over into the woods to our right, over the chain link fence that we have surrounding this facility, and past the road that runs beyond it. So pounded just a little bit early. 3-2 will do it again. Runner still on second. Taking his lead is Mellogran. Wilson looks the runner back, comes home. Breaking ball, driven out to center field, moving on to it is Suvik. It drops in, and the result is the same. Runners on first and third. So a single, bloop single for Kenzovich, and he gets on base regardless. Runner moves up from second. And there's a runner in scoring position and 2 runners on with 1 out. And now the 8-hitter, Tommaso Floro, first baseman, will come to the plate with a chance to get the Bulldogs right back into this game. 0-0 pitch from Wilson, delivered up high for a ball. 1-0 count. And certainly one of the things that the Stangs have struggled with so far is being able to stave off a comeback. As soon as they score runs, it seems like they allow the other team to respond. 1-0 pitch is driven out into right field. Moving on to it and making the catch is Feldman. He throws in. The runner will hold at third, so a great throw. And the sac fly is nowhere to be found. So the 9-hitter up now with 2 outs, and Bulldogs are going to need a hit if they want to score a run here and get on the board in the second inning. Parker Brown, the right fielder, another left-handed batter to face Wilson. 2 outs, still runners on first and third at the corners. 0-0 pitch is grounded over to shortstop, or first base rather. Gloving it is Grabble. He makes the play and throws on to first. The runner is out. It's 2 spectacular plays from the second baseman to end the first 2 innings. Grabble, the sliding grab, throws on to first from his knees and gets the out. So the Bulldogs stay off the board, off the web gem. It's 2-0 Mustangs through an inning and a half here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Bottom of the order coming up for the Mustangs in the bottom of the second inning. It's the 9-hitter Mason Bevan to lead it off. 1 home run for the lefty slugger on the year, and Onowitz back on the mound after getting the last 2 outs of that first inning. First pitch from the right-hander from the windup is just outside, called for a ball. So Bevan hitting higher in the order to start the season, dropped down a little bit lower. 1-0 pitch outside, ball 2. Breaking ball looked like it caught the outside edge, but not the case. The 2-0 count to the lefty Bevan. The right-hander, big leg kick, winds and delivers down in the dirt. Looked like he just pulled the fastball there. So the 3-0 count now to the power hitter, and you can be sure that he has the take sign on the 3-0 pitch. Here it comes outside, and he walks him. So a leadoff walk and a leadoff base runner. Now the 10-hitter Josh Siegel gets a chance before the order turns over. Siegel serving as the extra hitter today, and extra in all senses of the word. He is in that 10 spot, which we would not typically see. Of course, things change when trying to get guys in and get at bats. First pitch to the extra hitter is outside in the dirt. Called for ball one. So 5 straight balls. With the top of the order on deck, Kenny Lavrich. He walked his first time up, and we saw 4 of those walks quickly from Andrew Catch before he was pulled from this game. 1-0 pitch, called for a strike. Hard fastball on the inside corner, and it just catches a piece. Siegel batting from that right side. Bottom of the second if you're just joining us. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from the right-hander. Time called. So still a 1-1 count, or 2-1 count. That one delivered in the dirt, and I guess it counted. It sounded like the umpire called something before the pitch was delivered, but we will play on. And Siegel offered bunt there, but drew it back. He offers bunt again. That one called for a strike. Gets a piece of the lower half of the zone. So a 2-2 count. Runner on first, got there on the leadoff walk. Cosby signals out to his hitter. Kenny Lavrich on deck. Reached on the walk and then moved up to third on the error by the catcher Mullins. Time called. It's the hitter this time around, and loudly announced. So be sure now that we've seen one, we definitely will know when there's a timeout called. 2-2 count to the right-handed hitter. Here comes the pitch. Down low, called for ball 3. Count is full. 1 runner on, no outs, and you want to look up in the zone here if you're Siegel. You imagine Onowitz probably going to try and get him to ground into a double play here. Infield playing at double play depth. Full count pitch. Here it comes. Called for strike 3. And just grabs that outside corner. And the second called strikeout. Siegel back to the bench. And the top of the order comes up. Kenny Lavrich. Shortstop was popped out to by Meadville in that first inning. The second out. He's got a runner on first here, trying to get on base. First pitch to him, down low in the dirt, and Bevan takes a big lead, but then softly walks back to first base. We talked about in the first inning, Lavrich and his solid on-base percentage. Increased that in the first inning. Pitch number 2, just inside. Breaking ball almost grabs a piece of him, but then comes across the chalk line of that right-handed batter's box. Scooped up by Mullins. Runner leads from first, 2-0 pitch. Down low and outside, 3-0. Now in danger of letting him reach on a walk for the second straight at-bat in the second straight inning. Lavrich led off that top of the first, or bottom of the first, rather, as the Mustangs are here at home. Garvey Yard. 3-0 pitch. Outside, and he does walk him. So 2 plate appearances and 2 walks for the tall right-handed shortstop. Now an outfielder to the dish. It's Daniel Luco. Luco singled on a line drive up the middle his first time around. Every out means more in these 7-inning doubleheaders, because the wins certainly don't mean less. Second baseman favors over towards the second base bag, and the pitcher Onowitz steps off the runner Bevan. Jogs back. Not a big lead at second base for the first baseman. First pitch is outside. Yanks a fastball. You can kind of tell in the way he follows through there, too. A little bit uncomfortable look on the mound. 1-0 the count. Runners on first and second, and 1 out in the bottom of the second. 1-0 pitch. Curveball. Doesn't catch the top of the zone. And threw it high there, maybe hoping to snag a piece as it got into the catcher's glove, but it doesn't find the numbers. And stays high. 2-0 pitch. Catcher sits up outside, and the pitch is delivered outside. Throw down to first. Lavrich is safe on the pickoff attempt from Mullins. So now a 3-0 count and in danger of issuing back-to-back walks and loading the bases with a 3-0 count. Hitter is Daniel Luco. Singled his first time around. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Here comes the 3-0. Fastball down the middle, called for a strike. Suvik on deck. He walked his first time. Luco crowds that plate. Now calls time. Onowitz just about to deliver, so trying to throw off his rhythm here in a 3-1 count. Draw that walk. Smart hitting so far from the Mustangs. Have the chance to have 2 bases loaded situations in just the first 2 innings. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Outside, walks him. So back-to-back walks for the right-hander. And the bases are loaded with 1 out, and it's the center fielder, Suvik, who comes to the dish. Certainly a guy up you'd want in this situation. Started as that leadoff hitter, good at getting on base, and anything where he's able to get on base would certainly be a help right now. Third and first baseman for the Bulldogs drawn in on the infield. The first baseman playing on the grass. This one gets away from the catcher, not far enough. Mullins scampers over to it, throws to Onowitz. And the first pitch is called for a ball. And it seems like he's kind of pulling that fastball. Has done it several times in the last few at-bats, which has led to those walks. The 1-0 to Suvik. Breaking ball driven into left field. That one gonna get down. It'll score 1, probably gonna score 2 with Laverich's good legs. The throw from the shortstop is late. Head first slide. He's safe, and it's 2 more runs for the Mustangs in the second inning. Takes it to the pull side, and it's a single. So runners on first and second. And a good start for Suvik. He's reached base both times. So now Cole Grabble also walked his first time up. First pitch to him is fouled off. Up against the netting, 0-1 count. Laverich scores from second. Bevan scores from third. Runners on first and second. Grabble. Nothing in 1 pitch. Called for a strike, and he goes down in the hole 0-2. And it's still just 1 away on the strikeout looking to Siegel. Runner on second is the left fielder, Daniel Luco. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. So 2 away in the inning, a 3-pitch strikeout. A little bit of a change of tune with the way things have been going. But 2 strikeouts in the inning for Onowitz. Now it's the right fielder and left-handed batter, switch hitter, Brian Feldman to the dish. Of course, when we were in Butler on Tuesday, I was fooled up in the booth, thinking that they had pinch hit, but just the first time that we had seen Feldman against the right-hander, so. Pitch to him, called for a strike. 0-1. Now, he faces a right-hander for the second time this season, and he'll turn around and hit from that left side. Oh, 1 pitch from Onowitz. He's ready. Here it comes. Breaking ball, fouled off. Foul tip into the glove of the catcher, Mullins, and 0-2 count, so back-to-back 0-2 counts, and all of a sudden attacking that strike zone after the 2 walks issued. Here it comes, outside. 1-2 count. 3 walks in the inning for the right-hander. Looks in and gets his pitch. 1-2, wind up and delivery, driven into right field, back toward the wall, looking at it, and it scampers foul into the cage area provided where the Mustangs were hitting pregame. Count stays 1-2, 4-0 lead for the Mustangs in the second inning. 7-inning doubleheader here. Crowding in on the plate is Feldman. Keeps those hands high in the left-handed batter's box. Here comes the pitch. He pops that one up over the Bulldog dugout and into the Stones. That's it behind it where we have some seating. Family and friends out here today to see their loved ones play. In game one of this doubleheader. Pitch driven into center field. That one is slicing. Moving on to it is the center fielder, VC. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. So 2 more runs for the Mustangs. They lead 4-0 after 2 complete here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Afternoon baseball rolls on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Luke Burgess here with you. Top of the third, Mustangs out to an early 4-0 advantage. Zach Wilson facing the 10-hitter to lead it off, Peyton Folk. Folk over at second base today for the Bulldogs. And the first time that these Bulldogs have traveled outside of Butler. 2 losses on the road, 2 wins at home. And both those losses coming to the Blue Sox, who are undefeated so far. And Mustangs had a chance to end that undefeated season on Tuesday. Walked off in the bottom of the ninth. First pitch from Wilson is down low in the dirt for ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. We didn't see Folk on opening day. In that 10 slot today. Not serving as the extra hitter, though. 1-0 pitch. Called for a strike. A 1-1 count to the right-hander. Folk. Those high orange socks. Orange unis for the Bulldogs. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball outside. 2-1 count. Infield playing at normal depth. Second baseman Grabble is backed up on the outfield grass just barely. Just a step or two. 2-1 the count to the 10-hitter. Wilson winds and delivers a strike. Evens it up at 2-2. A chance for his first strikeout. Just 3 last time out against this same East Butler Bulldog team. Pitcher pitches down in the dirt. Fills the count up at 3-2. 4-0 early lead for the Mustangs. 2 runs apiece in the first 2 innings, and top of the third here, almost halfway through. Pitch is swung on and missed, and it is that first strikeout from Wilson. He gets him on the fastball on the outside corner, so 1 away, and it's Marco Avisi, the center fielder, who gets his second chance. Flew out to the right fielder, Feldman, his first time around. It was quick innings that were the theme the first time through the order. Bunt laid down and drawn back. That one delivered a little bit high from Wilson. So 1-0 count to the center fielder, wearing number 2. Wilson takes that step back, down, delivers the pitch, outside and low. 2-0 count, and maybe a slider, maybe a yanked fastball there. A little bit difficult to tell on the spin. 2-0 count just into summer here, and it sure has felt like summer through our season so far. No delays or rainouts of any kind. 2-0 pitch, two-seam fastball in for strike, and if it wasn't the two-seamer, it came back like one because it looked like it was headed for that outside corner and just right over the plate. Maybe fooled the eyes of VC. 2-1, the hitter still ahead in the count. VC backed up in the box on that back inside corner. Here comes the pitch from Wilson. Breaking ball, grounded onto short. Lavrich moving onto it, throws onto first hard, and it's past Bevan under his outstretched glove. Strideff is over to it. He throws onto second, head first slide, and gloved by Grabble. So luckily that ball doesn't skirt into left field, but it'll be an error on the first baseman, Bevan. And VC will advance to second. Brendan Corloy comes up with a runner on second and one away. Two-hitter doubled his first time around, left on right. First pitch is fouled off. Fastball up high and inside, off the top of the Bulldog dugout and out of play. Umpire gives the signal to play. Shortstop at the plate in an 0-1 count. Sun's starting to peek out here in Meadville. Pitch from Wilson. Breaking ball grounded on the short. Same play as last time. Lavrich moves onto it. Throws onto first. This time he gets the out. The throw was perfect. Runner VC moves up to third on the play. 2 outs. And the 3-hitter Medical to the plate. Extra hitter flew out to the shortstop, Lavrich, his first time around. Here's the pitch, up high, called for a ball. Wilson kind of struggled with his plant foot there on the way down because that fastball to fly out a little bit early. 1-0 count to the 3-hitter in the Bulldog lineup. Here it comes. Breaking ball swung on and missed. And that slider bit sharply. Started on the inside corner of the plate and just dropped off the table, really. Blocked nicely by Strideff behind the dish. 2 away, runner on third, still scoreless for the Bulldogs and no longer. That one driven into left field. It's a single for the extra hitter, and the runner VC will score on the play. So 4-1, drawing it back are the Bulldogs. This is a 4-1 game in the top of the third inning. Did a really good job of getting his hands around, pulling that one down the left field line, but Luco fields it quickly, gets it in, holds the runner to a single. So now it's Chris Mullins. Mullins the catcher. First pitch, popped up and foul. Runner was going on the play. Let's head on back to first base. Reunite with Mason Bevan. 0-1 count. Wilson gets his pitch, throws over to first. The runner's back easily. Not a big lead. Mullins Mullins kind of leans over that plate. Runner goes again. Throw down to second is on time. It's high, and the runner's safe. So a stolen base for Meadville. The extra hitter gets down into scoring position with 2 away, and aggressiveness is the name of the game. 1-1 count to the catcher, hitting in the cleanup spot for the Bulldogs. Wilson ready to go. Comes home with it, up high. Toss that fastball in there to make it a 2-1 count. Runner on second for the Bulldogs. Here comes the pitch. Oof, inside called. But looked like it ran right across that plate. Runner on second. 3-1 count. Big moment here. Wilson trying to hold it to just 1. 2 away in the inning. Here comes the pitch from the right-hander. Breaking ball away. Walks him. So first and second now, 2 outs, and the 5-hitter Mellogran, who singled in the last inning, gets a shot. First walk issued from Wilson, and Strideff not going to let it pile up. Goes out to pay him a visit. And Mullins is going to be pinch run for. That's number 12. Going out there, and as soon as we get the announcement of that name, we'll bring it over to you. It's JT Gurley, who's going to take over at first. So a pinch runner for the catcher Mullins. Pitch from Wilson, swung on and missed. The 0-0. Fastball up and in. Locked his hands up. Mellogran at the plate for the Bulldogs, singled his last time up to lead off the second inning. 0-1 pitch from Wilson. Swung on and missed. Got him again. And went right back to that well. Throwing the fastball in there to get it to 0-2. So in the driver's seat now, has a chance to get out of this inning with just 1 run allowed. Shakes off his catcher. Now they're in agreement. 0-2 pitch. That one hit up the middle. Gets all the way through into the center fielder, Suvik. He's going to throw to third. The runner is out at third. So the run scores on the play. It's 4-2, but the inning is over. We're through 2.5 here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. The score, Meadville 4 and the Bulldogs 2. Bottom of the third, it'll be the catcher, Zach Stridiff, to lead it off. Walked his first time around, and 4-2 score in favor of the Mustangs after Wilson gives up 2 earned in the top of the third. The bottom of the third here, Jake Onowitz still on the mound for the Bulldogs. First pitch fouled off and out of play. 0-1 count to the catcher from Slippery Rock. Rocking that Kelly green helmet. Here comes the pitch. Fouled off again, right back in that same direction. This one gets off the netting. 0-2 count to the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the third. Third baseman Butler on deck. I don't know what shakes off. Now decides to come home. Fastball delivered outside for a ball. 1-2 count. Tried to get him to chase. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Outside slider, 2-2. Applauded from his catcher there for a good pitch. 2-2 count. No outs just underway in the bottom of the third. Here it comes. Chopped over to the first baseman. Fielding it cleanly is Floro. He steps onto the bag, and there's one away. 3 unassisted on the score. And Brandon Butler gets a chance with 1 out in the bottom of the third. Butler struck out looking his first time for the second out in that first inning. 8 batters to the plate in that inning, and he's hit by a pitch on the first ones. Fastball inside, so he'll head down to first. And now the designated hitter, John Sharp, set to catch the second game of this doubleheader. Comes to the plate with that extra protection on the helmet and the oven mitt in his back pocket. Right-handed batter steps in, 1 runner on off the hit by pitch. First pitch to Sharp is out to right field. High in the air. Drifting under it is the right fielder, Brown. He can't get to it. So Brown maybe playing back a little bit too much. That one just drops in and was way up in the air. Runners on first and second now all of a sudden, and a really weird play there. Brown sprinting onto it, just not able to get there, and now it's Mason Bevan, the first baseman, with a runner in scoring position and a runner on first. 4-2 in favor of the Mustangs. The 0-0 pitch to Bevan. Fouled back against the netting just in front of us. Bevan down early in the count. Onowitz picking up Andrew Katch, who just went a third of an inning, gave up 2 runs, 2 earned, 1 hit, no strikeouts, and 4 walks in just the third of an inning. 0-1 pitch. Catcher fumbles on the transition, and that one called for a ball. 1-1 count to Bevan, trying to throw down to the runner that was hit, Butler, on second base. Got a little bit too big of a lead for Mullen's liking. At least it looked like he was trying to go that direction. 1-1 pitch. Outside and high. 2-1. Runners on first and second. Bevan at the plate. Left-handed hitter stands in the middle of that batter's box. Doesn't try and crowd the plate too much. 2-1 pitch. Popped up to the left side. Out of play. Evens the count up at 2-2. 1 out in the inning, and it was a quick one. Stridiff grounded out to first base. Bevan now looking for a hit to pick up his teammate Butler, who was hit by a fastball. 2-2. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. So Bevan strikes out looking. And Josh Siegel, the 10 hitter. Now his turn comes around. He has a chance to try and extend this lead. First pitch to him, outside for a ball. Catcher looks back the runner on first. That's Sharp, and he gets back into first base diving. 1-0 count. Pitch was delivered outside. Onowitz on the mound, the right-hander. In his second full inning of work, delivers outside. 2-0 count. And that one kind of right back in the same spot that he delivered that first one. Has had issues so far with pulling the fastball just a little bit. Josh Siegel at the plate, extra hitter. Wearing number 29. Here's the pitch from the right-hander. Down low, gets away from the catcher. The runner, Butler, is going to move up to third on the play. And really no play at third base at all. So 3-0 count, runners on first and third on the passed ball. Runner Sharp stays put at first. So the double play still in order, but not needed with 2 outs. Pitch called for strike. 3-0, fastball down the middle. Three-1 the count to the right-handed batter. And shouts of step off from that East Butler dugout. It was Sharp who faked like he was going to take off. Maybe he was thinking it, but gets back quickly. Pitch way outside, and it's a wild pitch. The runner's going to come home, and he's safe. Sharp advances to second, so a wild pitch allows Butler to score. Sharp moves up to second, stays put there, and a walk on the pitch. So first and second, 2 outs. And it's Kenny Lavrich, walked twice so far today. Sharp picked off at second. He's out. And just inched a little bit too far off the base. The throwback cuts him off. And he's out. So Lavrich will lead off the 4th inning. We're through 3 full here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. The score, the Mustangs 5 and the Bulldogs 2. Fourth inning action here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. It'll be Sean Dewey to lead it off for the East Butler Bulldogs. 2 runs through 3 innings. Zach Wilson out there for his 4th. Only worked 4 full his last time. See if he can make it past that mark this time. 5-2 Mustangs. First pitch in the 4th inning is outside for a ball. Foul back. Got a piece of that turf in the box and bounced back towards the backstop. And it's number 27 on deck, Tristan Kensovich. Goes over and grabs that one for him. And now he's going to take up a spot in the Meadville on deck circle. Doesn't want to run all the way back. Curveball fouled off the front of the dugout. to our left on the third base side, which belongs to East Butler today. 1-2 count to the right-handed batter. Well, they're manning left field today. Pitch from Wilson. Hesitates on the leg kick. Comes home. That one over the second baseman. No, it is not. Grabble. Hesitates, waits, grabs it. 1 out, line out from Sean Dewey. And there's 1 away. And now it is the designated hitter, Kensovich. You gotta say, so far been very, very impressed by Grabble's second base defense. Oh, pitch to Kensovich is grounded over to first base. Foul. Oh, 1 count. Call for baseballs. The home plate umpire is all out. Jogging out of the dugout to refill his supply is Strideff. Or no, rather, that's Ross. Strideff behind the dish here. Ross just joining the team today. The 0-1 pitch, up high for a ball. 1-1 count. One. Popped up. On the infield, moving on to it is the third baseman, Butler. He settles under it, makes the catch. And there's 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. In this 4th inning. Tommaso Floro, the first baseman. Wilson hopes is his next victim. Looking for another 1-2-3, or his first 1-2-3 inning of the game. The 0-0 pitch from the right-hander is in there for a strike. Slider just caught that outside corner. So far, the Bulldogs winless on the road, as we discussed earlier. Undefeated at home. One of those a walk-off against the Mustangs. Pitch, swung on and missed, and the count goes to 0-2. Sitting in a dangerous spot here, right-handed batter over there at first base today. Wilson trying to bounce back after 2 runs allowed in the last inning. 0-2 pitch from the right-hander. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. Wilson gets his second K of the day to end the top of the 4th through 3.5 here on the Mustangs Baseball Network, and it is the Mustangs who hold the 5-2 advantage. Mustangs baseball here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Bottom of the 4th, and Kenny Lavrich back to the plate after he saw 2 pitches before the designated hitter Sharp was picked off at second to end the bottom of the 3rd. So he gets another chance to see the right-handed pitcher. That one is grounded over to 3rd. Mellogran throws on to 1st, and the runner is safe. It looked like he was maybe tagged out. The throw was high. It drew the first baseman Floro off the base. an explanation from the home plate umpire is what Mullins is asking for. So that'll be ruled a single. Now Daniel Luco with a runner on first, nobody out. Luco so far singled and walked. Pitch from Onowitz is outside for a ball. Fourth inning of this 7-inning doubleheader. Officially halfway here into the back half of this game. 1-0 pitch, runner takes off, throw down is late, it's in there, perfect throw, and if it would have just been there a few seconds early, Lavrich would have been out by a mile, but the hesitation from Mullins, and it's a stolen base for the shortstop, Kenny Lavrich. 2-0 count. The pitch, outside 3-0. Luco with his foot on the chalk line of that batter's box, although just the turf line. This turf infield we're playing on. 3-0 pitch is delivered outside, so it's a 4-pitch walk. And the second straight walk for the left fielder, Luco. He reaches, and Suvak, who has walked and singled as well, trying to pick him up. No outs in this inning. Top of the order led off. It was the third time through the order, not the second. So the offense has been buzzing for the Mustangs. 0-0 pitch to Suvik. He lays down the bunt. That one gets into play. Moving to it is Onowitz. He throws on to first. The throw's in time. So a sacrifice bunt moves up the runners to second and third. 1 out. And the selfless play made by Suvik. Cole Grabble now struck out his last time, walked his first, so 0 for 1 on the day. First pitch, right on right. That one's driven into center field. It's going to drop in a huge bounce off the grass over the head of the center fielder, VC, all the way to the wall. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score, and it's a stand-up triple for Cole Grabble. He hit that one with a lot of velocity, and we talked about pregame how the grass in the outfield is really dry. These balls can bounce like it's turf. That one looked like it was on turf, way over the head of the center fielder, VC, who's not short by any means, but a triple for Grabble. 2-run score on the play. It's 7-2 Mustangs. Still only 1 out, and now Feldman. First pitch to him is fouled off. We thank you so much for joining us here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. 1 away, the pitch. Outside. 1-1 count to the right fielder. Called for a strike, and the count 1-2. Now, if we go back to infield outfield warm-ups, we saw the ball out there in the outfield not bouncing quite that much. That was a hop. It must have hit a snag in the grass or something in the dirt. 1-2 pitch, popped up into center field. This one slicing away. Moving on to it is the center fielder who makes the catch. VC, 2 away in the inning. The runner going to tag from third, and he's safe. Ducks under the tag of the catcher Mullins. It's 8-2 Mustangs, 2 outs in the inning on the sacrifice fly from the right fielder Feldman. Really smart baseball here from the Mustangs, and we know that bullpen has been a question, but in a 7-inning game, definitely a chance to kind of jump on the throat. Now the catcher Strideff with nobody on, 2 outs. Pitcher steps off. Walked and a ground out for Strideff so far. First pitch is delivered outside for a ball. 6-run lead here in an explosive 3-run inning. Here comes the pitch outside. Called for a ball, 2-0. Third baseman, Butler on deck. Comes the 2-0. Called for a strike. 2-1 count. Sun really starting to make an appearance here. 2-1 pitch outside. Called for ball 3. Straight up at the dish. Here comes the pitch. Inside. And he walks him. So his second walk of the day, he reaches, and there's runners right back on the base paths after they empty. And Brandon Butler, who was hit and struck out looking today, has a chance to do some damage for his teammate. 8-2 the score here in the bottom of the fourth. Starting to creep into those mid-70s. We might even touch the 80s if we get lucky here. Wind might keep us from getting there. Pitch is outside for a ball. 1-0 count. Catcher does not run well on first. Butler at the plate. He struggled with the bat so far. Been pretty solid over there at third base, though. He pops this one up. Out into right center field. Moving under it is Brown. He makes the catch. 3 more score for the Mustangs in the 4th inning. We're through full in this 7-inning contest. 3 innings to go. The Mustangs hold a 6-run lead. It's 8-2. Top of the 5th inning here in Meadville on the Mustangs Baseball Network. It's the 9-hitter to lead it off, Parker Brown. First pitch he sees is fouled, and it's a pinch hitter, actually, filling in for him, Evan Kersher. Kersher pitched last time these two teams met. So he goes down 0-1, taller right-hander. Pitch to him is down low for a ball, 1-1. Wilson out there for his 5th inning of work, trying to make himself eligible to pick up a win if the bullpen could close this one out. Kersher, the second pinch hitter that has been employed by the Bulldogs so far in just the 5th inning. Step off, and Wilson says, go through the signs again. That pitch smoked into left field. Foul. He was early on it and pulled it so hard that it rattled off the fence in foul territory. That ball just going to sit there. Kershaw got the start the first time these two teams met. The 1-2 pitch to him. Hesitation. And he did not go. Check swing. Brings the count even to 2-2. Choking up on the bat just a little bit. 2-2 pitch. Dropped by the catcher straight. If that one going to kick away. No swing. Full count to the first batter of the 5th inning. Pitch count definitely starts to factor in now. .127 local time. Just about an hour and a half in. Here's the pitch. Foul back. Count stays at 3-2 on the payoff. Maybe as the forecast is projected, we will start to see some rain here in the coming days. Maybe soften up this field. We saw that ball bounce over the head of VC. 3-2 pitch is popped up, drifting toward the outfield. Moving on to it is Feldman. He makes the catch for the first out, and there's one away. 4 straight batters retired for the righty. Now Peyton Folk. So they're going to forego Folks at bat. Or no, Folk at the dish. VC came up for a moment, but now Folk back. Fouled off on the first pitch. So one away. It's the second baseman, Peyton Folk, at the plate. Quick timeout. The foul ball hit the catcher. Just going to make sure that he's okay to keep on going here. Wilson takes a little lap around the back of the mound. Now he's ready to go. 0-1 count, 1 out. The 10 hitter at the plate. A 1 pitch. Breaking ball outside. Evens it up at 1-1. The pitch. Popped up. Back and out of play. 1-2 to the second baseman. Hasn't had a ball hit at him yet today. Still a few innings for that to change. Although hopefully only 2 if the Mustangs get their way. 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3. He got him. Paints the fastball on the outside corner. The 3rd strikeout for Wilson. And there's 2 away. Back to the top of the order. VC had that strange play in center field. The ball took a big hop. And you see the outfielder's pretty backed up here. And I'm sure that definitely plays a factor in that decision from manager Cosby. First pitch outside for a ball. Especially the center fielder, Suvik, playing pretty deep. Right fielder Feldman is drawn in just a little bit more. Facing a right-handed hitter. You want to guard that pull side. Pitch is fouled off. Evens it up at 1-1. Soft contact's been a really crucial part of Wilson's success so far today. Lots of fly balls, and really only a few that the Bulldogs have been able to barrel up. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball gets in the zone and fouled off, out of play. One, 2 to the right-handed hitter, top of the order, up with 2 outs. A little bit of cloud cover starting to come over. mid-70s in Meadville. 1-2 pitch. Ripped into right field. Moving over to it is Feldman. He plays the hop well, and the left-hander throws it in to the infield. It's a single for the center fielder, VC. Not quite a triple. Maybe he's a little bit upset about that after a single was turned into a triple against him. 2 outs in the inning. Brendan Corloy, shortstop, trying to follow up his leadoff hitter now. The leadoff hitter doing his job, getting on base. He's reached twice today. Last time was on an error from the first baseman, Bevan. 0-0 pitch inside for a ball. Mustangs still hold a 6-run lead in this 5th inning. We played just 7 here today, but we will play 2. So at least 14 innings of baseball coming your way on the Mustangs Baseball Network. I'll be here with you all afternoon. 1-0 pitch. Wilson delivers. Runner takes off. It's a breaking ball. Throw down is right on the money, and it's late. And just with the pitch selection, it was a good pitch to go on. Good throw from the catcher, but it doesn't get him on the curveball. So 2-0 count, runner on second on the stolen base from the leadoff hitter, VC. Left-handed hitter at the plate, 2-0. Wilson towing that right side of the rubber, comes home with the fastball. Popped up and sliding to try and make the grab is Butler. Kicks off the end of his glove. Maybe it got a piece of the pant leg. But it's a foul ball nonetheless. 2-1 count. Home plate umpire gets restocked with some game balls here from the Mustangs dugout, and 3 more from the Bulldogs dugout. So everyone contributing to the cause. 2-1 count to the left-handed hitter, shortstop, Corloy. Wilson looks back the runner to second, now comes home with the pitch. Fastball outside. Runs it up to 3-1. These teams in the same division. You got to be top 3 to make the playoffs, and East Butler sits 2 games back. Meadville's 4. Both of them trying to gain some ground on each other today. That pitch swung on, and it's strike 3. So a strikeout to end the inning. Wilson is rolling. He gives up a single, but we're through 4.5 here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. The score, Meadville 8 and the Bulldogs 2. Quickly moving along in Meadville, bottom of the 5th inning. And John Sharp, the designated hitter, to the dish. Sharp normally serves as a catcher. It's Jake Onowitz out there for another inning, giving the Bulldogs a lot of relief as that pitch is fouled off to our right. After the starter, Andrew Katch, just went a third of an inning, gave up 2 runs, both of them earned. 0-1 pitch from the right-hander is popped down towards manager Cosby, over his head on that green turf and off the fencing down left field line. 0-2 pitch. Onowitz puts his hands behind his head, comes home, just off the end of the bat. Over the netting on the right side. Count stays 0-2. Bottom of the fifth. No outs, just getting started here in this inning. With a half inning at least. 0-2. Grounded up the middle. Moving on to it, the shortstop, Corloy. He fumbles the ball, and the runner reaches. So it's an error on the shortstop. The leadoff batter gets on base. Now Mason Bevan, the first baseman, following him up. First pitch to him is outside. Runner going to move to second, and inside really caught a piece of the side of the glove of the catcher Mullins. Pitch swung on and missed. No outs in the inning. Runner on second after the passed ball. Here comes the pitch outside. Called for a ball. 2-1 count to the left-handed hitter. Here it comes. Doesn't get a piece. 3-1. Now Bevan ahead. He walked and struck out looking so far today. Third plate appearance for the first baseman. Charged with an error as well. Three-one. Down low. Walked him. So his second walk of the afternoon. Runners on first and second. Nobody out, and another chance to add on for these Mustangs. It's the 10-hitter Josh Siegel who has a chance to make a difference. He's going to be pinch hit by Ross. Noah Ross gets his first at-bat of the season for the Mustangs. The first pitch to him is down low and away for a ball. Noah Ross will move in as the 10-hitter and the extra hitter. 1-0 to him is outside. So he sees two wide ones. Lavrich on deck has walked twice and singled. Cloudy day in Meadville. 2-0. Count to the right-handed hitter making his first at-bat of the season, first plate appearance. Called for a strike on the curveball. Now we've seen one of those. Has it timed up? Right-handed hitter. Pinch hitting for Siegel. Runners takes off for third, sliding in head first, and Bevan moves up. So not exactly the double steal, but Sharp goes for third. The throw is late, and Bevan moves up as a result of the throw. Second and third now. Still nobody out. The pitch fouled off, and the count goes full. So, making the pitcher on its work in his first at-bat is Noah Ross. Filled in for the extra hitter, Josh Siegel. Ross pops one up. It's going to get out of play. Just barely. Falls in right behind our broadcast booth here at Garby Yard. Count still full. Runners on second and third. Sharp 90 feet away. Mason Bevan at second. And the top of the order to follow Noah Ross. Payoff pitch. Here it comes. Popped up. That one going to get out of play. Another foul ball. Keeps it full. Now the 8th pitch in this at-bat coming up. Bottom of the 5th inning. No outs. Mustangs lead 8-2 on the Mustangs Baseball Network, looking for their first win of the season. Here's the pitch from the right-hander, popped up again, this time on the infield. Drifting back out to the outfield is the second baseman, Folk. He makes the catch. And Noah Ross is retired in his first at-bat. The runners can't move up. And maybe an infield fly called there. Not quite sure if that was put into effect. We didn't hear anything from the second base umpire. Might have pointed. But with just one base umpire, we've got him in between second and third. Infield in for the leadoff batter, Lavrich. Reached base all 3 times today. 0-0 pitch to him outside, or just caught a piece. Called for a strike. 0-1 now to the tall right-handed hitter. Here comes the pitch. Down low in the dirt. Bounces in there. 1-0 count. Mavericks just got to get this ball past the infield, and even with a sac fly can secure another run. Would be the 9th of the game for the Mustangs. Here's the pitch. Outside. 2-1. Count in favor of the shortstop. Breaking ball catches the inside corner. Evens it up at 2-2, and now the pitcher and the hitter square. 2 runners in scoring position here. 8-2 lead for the Mustangs. 1 out in the inning. Pitcher Onowitz comes set, delivers home. That one's popped out into right field. It's short. Looks like it's going to fall in. It will. 1 run will score. Bevan rounds third. He's trucking home. The throw to the plate, and the runner is safe. 2 more score. No one out. Lavrich singles into right. It's 10-2 Mustangs. And they are not letting off the gas pedal. One of the issues they had last weekend, scoring all their runs early, including a 6-run first inning, or second inning, excuse me. But not today. Scored in every single inning so far. First pitch is called for a ball to Daniel Luco. So 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Now Lavrich on first. We know he has wheels. Look for him to maybe make a move. He does that right there. Ball in the dirt, throw down, the head first slide, the runner's safe. So he takes off right on cue. 2-0 count to Luco. Just 1 out still. 2 runs already across the plate in this inning. The Mustangs holding the 8-run lead. 10-2 the advantage. Onowitz comes set. Now the pitch. Spikes it in the dirt. Runner going to move up to third at least. He'll stick there. So a stolen base and a wild pitch. 3-0 count to Luco, who's already walked twice today. Singled his first time around against the starter Catch, the only hit that Catch allowed, but he walked 4 in just a third of an inning. 3-0 pitch. Popped up, foul. Had a play over the Mustangs dugout. Now, Luke Burgess here with you on the Mustangs Baseball Network. So happy you're with us. 3-1 count to the left fielder, and that one gets him on the left foot. So, reached base by means other than a hit 3 out of 4 times today. But he's been on base 4 times. So good for the on-base percentage. Runners at the corners now. Suvik, who sacrificed bunted last time around, singled in the second, walked in the first. So he's 1 for 1 on the day. The 0-0 pitch to him outside for a ball. Lavrich 90 feet away. Mustangs have touched double-digit runs. Oh, the runner takes off for second, and really no prompt to that throw. He's out at second. So a tough look, the second out made on the base paths, but Luco maybe thought that he got the pitcher not paying attention, and it's a 1-4 put out. Two outs in the inning, 1-0 count. Onowitz at the plate, or on the mound for the Bulldogs. Pitch delivered down low in the dirt, 2-0. Big gust of wind comes through here, kind of blows the netting towards us in the broadcast booth. 2-0 count, runner still on third. 2 outs now in the inning. Suvik, who's walked, sacrifice bunted, and singled today. Pitch delivered in for a strike. Breaking ball there gets a piece. Count goes to 2-1. Winds and delivers his Onowitz. He swings and misses. Evens it up at 2-2. Battles back from that 2-0 count, does Onowitz. And although he's allowed 8 runs, really got to commend him on coming in on short notice, doing some work. Timeout called by the hitter. Take a few moments just to reset. We'll get back underway. 2-2 count. Runner just 90 feet away. 2-2 pitch. Delivered outside. Count full. Big moment here. The wind has changed directions, now blowing towards left field. Starting to come in a little bit, so anything in the air could get knocked down quick. Ball in the dirt, and he walked him. So walks have been an issue today for the Bulldogs. It's the second time that Suvik has walked today. Still runners on first and third. Now Cole Grabble tripled his last time up. The first pitch to him is delivered outside for a ball. Suvik gets his lead on first. The 1-0 pitch, called for a strike, and it's 1-1. Right-handed hitter at the plate. 2 right-handed hitters on base. Runner goes on the contact. It's drilled back to the pitcher. He throws on to first. So 3 away in the inning. We're through 5 complete. Not before 2 more runs cross the plate for the Mustangs. It's 10-2 here through 5 full on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Sixth inning, and it's the sixth inning of work for Zach Wilson back out on the mound. So in line to get a win if he can. The Mustangs can hold on to this lead and maybe even go for a complete game now. Only 2 innings remaining in this one. The first pitch of the sixth inning is a breaking ball. Floats in there just a little bit high. Called for a ball. 10-2 advantage for the Mustangs, leading big in this one. Wilson, leg kick, delivers outside. 2-0. There is action in the Mustangs bullpen. Looks like it might be Jake Slater. Already pitched in relief several times so far this year. 2-0 pitch. Driven out to left field. Moving on to it is the left fielder, Luco. He lets it drop in front of him. And the throw, good one, holds the runner at first. So a leadoff single for Connor Meadville. And that's the second one he's registered so far today. On base again. So now it'll be JT Gurley or Chris Mullins back at the plate. So sometimes we do some weird things here. He's been resubstituted into the game. The first pitch popped up. Moving on to it is Bevan. He has an eye on it. Opens up that glove, makes the catch. In foul territory, 1 away. Runner sticks at first, and it's a pop-up from Mullins. 1 away in the inning. Nico Mellogran gets another chance. Singled. Grounded into a fielder's choice earlier so far today. First pitch to him, called for strike. Third baseman. Pitch to him, fouled off the leg of the umpire. Looks to be okay. Count goes to 0-2. Hit one to center field last time and reached base, but throw to third. Got the runner out. That one outside. So 2 for 2 on the day so far for the third baseman. 1-2 count to him. 1 out in the inning. Runner on first is Meadville. Mellogran, the third baseman today. 1-2 pitch from Wilson in the dirt. 2-1. 2-2. Quick correction there. Let me thank you so much for joining us. Luke Burgess here with you on the Mustangs Baseball Network. 2-2 count even to the third baseman, Mellogran. Shouts of encouragement from his teammates. Wilson gets his pitch, looks back on the runner, now comes home. Popped foul. Count still 2-2. 10-2 lead for the Mustangs. In game 1 of this doubleheader, 6th inning of a 7-inning game. Wilson shakes off. Now gets his pitch, looks the runner back to first. 2-2, takes a deep breath, comes home. Grounded over to third base. Butler moving on to it. He goes to first, gets the out. So a ground out, runner moves up to second on the play, and 2 away in the inning. Sean Dewey now. Dewey is lined out to the second baseman and laid down a sacrifice bunt so far today. So has not reached base. First pitch to him, outside for a ball. Wonder from Cosby's perspective if he lets his starter go out there for the 7th inning, if he can get out of it here. Pitch number 2 called for a ball. Looked like it might have dropped in just a tad high on the breaking ball. 2-0 count. Runner on second. Defense playing essentially straight up. Grabble shaded slightly towards the second base bag, holding on the runner now. He gets back to his regular position. That one fouled off. 2-1 count. Not a lot of 3-0 counts today from Wilson either, which is another thing that's led him to pitch really effectively. And as we said earlier, really just the one walk so far today, which after 6 in his first time around, a huge improvement. Pitch from Wilson. Fastball drilled into center field. Moving on to it is Suvik. He throws in, and a good throw all the way over the head of the first baseman to the catcher. Runners at the corners, 2 outs, so no runner scores. Stranded, and a lot of good outfield throws today have kept runners in place. First to third is Meadville. And now the designated hitter, Tristan Kensovich, has a chance with a runner on third to make a little bit of noise. Bulldogs trying to go down with a little bit more than a whimper. Wilson gets his pitch, first one in, hits him. So the bases are loaded. On the hit by pitch. All of a sudden, the lead seeming not as safe. Tommaso Floro. Quick word from Strideff to his pitcher. He'll head back behind the plate. And the first baseman with the bases loaded in a big moment in Game 1 of this doubleheader. Meadville still yet to pick up a win. This now already the 3rd time in 5 games that the Bulldogs have given up more than 9 runs. First pitch called for strike to Floro. So they have struggled defensively, but able to hit their way to some wins. 0-1 pitch from Wilson is fouled off. 0-2. 1 pitch away from getting out of it. And just the 2-run 3rd inning for the Bulldogs so far. Held scoreless in every other inning. Wilson rubs up the ball. Big moment here. Shakes off. Now gets his pitch. The 0-2. Runner doesn't go, and the ball sneaks through the legs of the catcher, sliding back and throwing home. It's too late. All the runners advance on the play. So 2nd and 3rd, it's 10-3. The Bulldogs add on. And that one just got through the legs of Strideff. Bells ringing in the distance. Signify 2 o'clock. Just about 2 hours into this one. A beautiful day in Meadville, Pennsylvania. 1-2 pitch from Wilson. Fastball outside. 2-2. Still here in the top of the 6th inning. Meadville with the 7-run advantage. Time called. Just a quick reset for the catcher behind the plate. Ump gives the play call. Wilson comes set and delivers. Popped up. Foul. And I can't even count how many times we've seen that outside fastball popped up foul over the first base dugout so far today. Really prevalent in the way that the hitters have responded to Wilson's pitching. Has been able to generate a lot of soft contact. And this Bulldog team beat the 3B Barons, who came in and gave them a tough time around last time. That one curveball almost hits him. So that'll fill up the count at 3-2. Doesn't want to walk him here. Such a crucial moment. 3-2 the count. Right-hander Wilson trying to get through 6 innings with only 3 runs allowed would qualify him for the quality start. Time called by the hitter. He'll take a moment. Three-two pitch. He struck him out. Wilson gets out of another inning with a strikeout and heads back to the dugout. A big-time moment. Only one crosses the plate. We're through 5.5 here in Meadville. The score, the Mustangs 10 and the Bulldogs 3. Bottom of the 6th inning in Meadville. 10-3 lead for the Mustangs going into what they hope is the final inning that they have to hit. And a new pitcher on the mound for the Bulldogs. Connor Medical, who has been serving as the extra hitter for a majority of today's game, fills in on the mound now. It's Brian Feldman to lead it off for the Mustangs. First pitch to him called for strike. Kind of a loopy delivery from the extra hitter, formerly. Right-handed pitcher on the mound, 0-1 count. Nothing in one is pounded into left field. Moving under it is Dewey. He gets back in, makes the catch just in front of the warning track. And there's one away. Strideff now the catcher. Allowed the runner, Medical, who is now on the mound, to score in the last inning on the passed ball. Oh, pitch. Slider looped in there. Had to be 50 miles an hour or less. Just drops down to that sidearm delivery, and you could almost see the ball just coming in there. He goes to it again. This one time. Oh, it's snagged on the way there. Look what I found. And a surefire-looking single is caught by the pitcher Thrown on to first, and there's 2 away. 2 up, 2 down for the Mustangs. Took a big hop, too, off that grass in front of home plate, but not big enough to get by Meadville. First pitch from him is that slider again, just looped in. And I'll check how well you can see that. Probably not too well, but there it is again. An almost like knuckleball-like spin. And I think this is maybe our equivalent of a position player pitching. 2-0 pitch. Comes in again with it, this time a little bit harder. Drilled out to right field. Backtracking is Brown. He makes the catch. 1-2-3 inning the first time through. Meadville very successful on the bump. So they bring in the position player to pitch. We're through 6 full. Mustangs try to close this one out in the top of the 7th. The score, Mustangs 10 and the Bulldogs 3. Top 7, and it's Evan Kirscher who will lead it off against the new pitcher, Jake Slater. First pitch from him is outside for a ball. Slater pitched on Tuesday, allowed 4 runs, 3 earned in 2 innings. And now back on to try and close this one out in a non-save situation. The 1-0 pitch up high, almost gets him. Brings it to 2-0. Kirscher only up once. He flew out to the right fielder, Feldman. Play signaled from home plate umpire. 2-0 pitch is lined foul. Kirscher takes a little bit of time to step out. Now he's back in. Right fielder. 0 for 1 on the day. Slater, tall right-hander, delivers. Inside, 3-1. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Popped foul and out of play. Full count to the first batter. That's Slater's seen. He's got Peyton Falk on deck. 10 hitter and the second baseman. Full count pitch. Called ball 4, and the runner reaches on the walk. Or maybe not. It is ball 4 now, and he's going to head down to first base. A little bit of confusion. Kershaw didn't know that he had walked, and he asked the home plate umpire, is that ball 4? So a leadoff walk for Slater. Now Peyton Falk, the second baseman, follows him up. 0-0. Swung on and missed. Fastball down the middle. So happy to be coming to you from Garby Yard at Allegheny College. 0-1 pitch is inside for a ball. 1-1 to the second baseman, Falk. Here's the pitch. Popped up and foul. 1-2. And we needed baseball restock. Not the first time we've seen this so far today. One, two. Popped up. Over to the shortstop, Lavrich. Dive or jumping catch. He throws on to first. The runner gets back safely. So there's one out in the inning. And a little looping popper to Lavrich at short is caught for the first out. So now one away and the top of the order up, Marco Visi. First pitch to him is up high for a ball. 1-0 count. Visi so far today reached on an error, singled, and flied out to right field. Pitch to him. Called for ball 2. Up high again. That one just a little bit lower, but not low enough. Here it comes. Popped on the ground. Jumping play. Lavrich tosses on to second. Throw on to first is late. So goes as a fielder's choice. And Lavrich had to wait for that bouncing ball to get to him before he threw on to second. Two away in the inning. One out away from their first win. First pitch from Slater called for strike. 0-1. Mustangs hold a 7-run lead. Slater gets set, comes home, chops that one up the middle. Grabble makes another great play, throws on to second, and that's game. The Mustangs win their first game of the season, and 1-4. It took a while, but they got it done. So game 1 of this doubleheader wraps up. And a good way to start a longer afternoon. Game goes about 2 hours and 12 minutes. Similar to game 1 of last week's doubleheader. And a good win for the Mustangs. We'll be back for game 2 coverage shortly. Stay tuned to the Twitter. Stay tuned to the Iron and Oil Baseball YouTube for more updates. But for now, it's a win. The Mustangs are in the win column here today at Garby Yard. Luke Burgess, thanking you so much for joining us for game 1, and we hope that you're back for game 2 in not too long, less than an hour. We'll be back on the air. So it's a 10-3 win today at Garby Yard for the Mustangs in game 1 of a doubleheader. We'll be back for game 2 shortly. Thank you so much for joining us.